Good morning, sixth graders. This is Miss Smith, and I'm going to be introducing you to the books that your teachers and I have chosen for your sixth grade book club. A Wizard of Earthsea by Ursula Le Guin. Warriors in the Mist. The island of Gaunt, a single mountain that lifts its peak a mile above the storm-racked Northeast Sea, is a land famous for wizards. From the towns in its high valleys and the ports on its dark, narrow bays, many a Gauntishman has gone forth to serve the lords of the archipelago in their cities as wizard or mage, or looking for adventure, to wander, working magic from isle to isle of all Earthsea. Of these, some say the greatest, and surely the greatest voyager, was the man called Sparrowhawk, who in his day became both dragon lord and archmage. His life is told of in the Deed of Ged, and in many songs. But this is a tale of the time before his fame, before the songs were made. A Wrinkle in Time by Madeline Langell. Everyone in town thinks Meg is volatile and that her younger brother Charles Wallace is dumb. People are also saying that their father has run off and left their brilliant scientist mother. Spurred on by these rumors, Meg and Charles Wallace, along with their new friend Calvin, embark on a perilous quest through space to find their father. In doing so, they must travel behind the shadow of an evil power that is darkening the cosmos, one planet at a time. The True Meaning of Smek Day by Adam Rex. Where does one begin when asked to write a 5-page essay on the meaning of Smek Day? If you are 11-year-old Gratuity Tucci, you begin prior to the arrival of the aliens, before your mother started receiving cryptic messages through a mole in the back of her neck, and before all Americans are forced to move to reservations in Florida to make room for the influx of an alien race known as the Bove. The Night Gardener by Jonathan Auxier. Irish orphans Molly, 14, and Kip, 10, travel to England to work as servants in a crumbling manor house where nothing is quite what it seems to be, and soon the siblings are confronted by a mysterious stranger and secrets of the cursed house. Green Glass House by Kate Milford. At Green Glass House, a smuggler's inn, 12-year-old Milo, the innkeeper's adopted son, has plans to spend his winter holidays relaxing. But soon, unwelcome guests are arriving with very strange stories about the house that send Milo and Meddy, the cook's unusual daughter, on an adventure. The True Confessions of Charlotte Doyle by Avi. Charlotte Doyle, 13, returning from school in England to join her family in Rhode Island, is deposited on a seedy ship with a ruthless, mad captain and a mutinous crew. Refusing to heed warnings about Captain Jaggery's brutality, Charlotte seeks his guidance and approval only to become his victim, a pariah to the entire crew, and a convicted felon for the murder of the first mate. One Came Home by Amy Timberlake. Georgie Burkhart can shoot better than anyone in Placid, Wisconsin. She can handle accounts and serve customers in her family's general store. What she can't do is accept that the unrecognizable body wearing her older sister's blue-green gown is Agatha. Determined to discover what happened after Agatha abruptly left town with a group of pigeoners, Georgie sets out to follow her route. Paperboy by Vince Vaughter. An 11-year-old boy living in Memphis in 1959 throws the meanest fastball in town, but talking is a whole different ballgame. He can barely say a word without stuttering, not even his own name. So when he takes over his best friend's paper route for the month of July, he knows he'll be forced to communicate with the different customers, including a housewife who drinks too much and a retired merchant marine who seems to know just about everything. The paper route poses challenges, but it's a run-in with the neighborhood junk man, a bully and thief, that stirs up real trouble and puts the boy's life, as well as that of his family's devoted housekeeper, in danger. Titanic: Voices from the Disaster. This book, by critically acclaimed author Deborah Hopkinson, weaves together the voices and stories of real Titanic survivors and witnesses to the disaster. From the stewardess Violet Jessop to Captain Arthur Rostron of the Carpathia, who came to the rescue of the sinking ship. Packed with heart-stopping action, devastating drama, fascinating historical details, loads of archival photographs on almost every page, and quotes from primary sources, this gripping story follows the Titanic and its passengers from the ship's celebrated launch at Belfast to her cataclysmic, icy end. Hatchet by Gary Paulson. 13-year-old Brian Robeson is on his way to visit his father when the single-engine plane in which he is flying crashes. Suddenly, Brian finds himself alone in the Canadian wilderness with nothing but a tattered windbreaker and the hatchet his mother gave him as a present, and the dreadful secret that has been tearing him apart since his parents' divorce. But now Brian has no time for anger, self-pity, or despair. It will take all his know-how and determination and more courage than he knew he possessed to survive. Walk Two Moons by Sharon Creech. 13-year-old Salamonica Tree Hiddle, proud of her country roots and the Indianness in her blood, travels from Ohio to Idaho with her eccentric grandparents. Along the way, she tells them of the story of Phoebe Winterbottom, who received mysterious messages, who met a potential lunatic, and whose mother disappeared. As Sal entertains her grandparents with Phoebe's outrageous story, her own story begins to unfold. The story of a 13-year-old girl whose only wish is to be reunited with her missing mother. The Secret Garden by Frances Hodgson Burnett. A 10-year-old orphan, left alone in India, comes to live in a lonely house on the Yorkshire moors. Mary discovers an invalid cousin and the mysteries of a locked garden. The Westing Game by Ellen Raskin. The mysterious death of an eccentric millionaire brings together an unlikely assortment of heirs who must uncover the circumstances of his death before they can claim their inheritance. Wicked people never have time for reading. It's one of the reasons for their wickedness. I hope you find something you like, sixth graders. Have a wonderful day.